Good morning, St. Francis. Good morning, people of God. It is Sunday morning, the 7th day of April 2024. It is the second Sunday of Easter. It is the conclusion of the Easter octave, the 8th day of the Easter season. So again, in the great progression of the 8th day, we come indeed to the 8th day of Easter on this second Sunday of Easter. So coming to you again from early morning in the on the patio here at the Friary Rectory. And 7 o'clock or 7:15 Mass is currently ongoing right now. So it's a quiet morning, a quiet Sunday morning here in Raleigh. Blue skies once again. That's good. Second Sunday of Easter. In all of the cycles, A, B, and C, every year is given. We are given the story of Thomas and his incredulousness. Perhaps Thomas is incredulous. He's not necessarily doubting. Again, the whole point of doubting Thomas and people using that sort of as a negative qualifier or adjective to put on people who don't seem to believe anything, what have you, is always very unfair to him because, again, doubt in our world and in our exchange only seems to mean negativity, that you're refusing something, that you don't want to see something, that you are being obstinate or stubborn or whatever it is. And if we listen to the story of Thomas, it is not that. Thomas wants to know, Thomas wants to see, Thomas wants to believe, but he won't do that unless he can do something that the apostles have not yet done. In all of the accounts of Jesus's appearances after his resurrection, they are amazed, they are overjoyed, they are terrorized, they are frightened, they are whatever it is. They go the gamut of all kinds of emotion, things like that. But never once they calm themselves and realize it is Jesus, do they ever embrace him. And you've got to look at that as kind of being strange. Why wouldn't they do that? Again, their friend who, suffered a terrible death, although they did not remember witness it. Although some say that John the Apostle did, but that's only in John's Gospel. Of course, it's kind of convenient in some ways. But in all the other Gospels, the apostles run away, and it's just the women who are at the foot of the cross. So they don't witness how tragic and how horrific Jesus' death was because they're hiding. And yet, when he comes back to them, not with vengeance and not with condemnation and not with punishment, but comes back to them wishing them peace. Again, fear, joy, back and forth, but never once once the joy overcomes the fear, do they go and embrace him. Thomas is the only one who touches him. And that again says something about Thomas's doubt and how we often think of it as negative. Thomas is given this great privilege of being able to do what the other disciples or the apostles are afraid to do. And out of that touching, again, a door is open for him to be able to recognize and to witness the wonder and the beauty of God's triumphant love. And that changes everything, for Thomas, as it should with us, because remember Jesus says, blessed are those who have not seen yet believe. Jesus does not say, blessed are those who have not seen and touched. And why? Well, because, again, we are the vehicles. We are the vessels of touch. And again, while, touching can be very problematic, in our world today, not only with, again, the church and the abuse crisis, but also with COVID and everything else like that. Again, there were moments even during the COVID experience that we were going to say, we will never touch another human person again, that needs to be overcome in some ways. All of the negativity associated with touch, in the same way as negativity associated with doubt, need to be overcome so that we can experience, again, the wonder and joy of being a part of God's creation in this new and glorious way that resurrection opens up to us. What it assures us, basically, is that we are not alone. Even though the apostles knew that they were not seeing a ghost, they still could not bring themselves to reach out and touch the tangible Jesus in front of them. And so for us today, we have to be able to touch that tangible Jesus. And we do it in our own ability, to touch each other, physically, yes, but also in the many ways in which we care, in which we journey with, in which we nurture, in which we enter into each other's lives, so that basically, we get to know that we are in this together and that we are not alone. Resurrection constantly tells us that we are not alone. We are not alone. We are not alone. And that is a good lesson for us to learn, especially in a world that seems to be, as troubled and divided and isolating as it can be in this day and age. Once again, we as believers are called to witness to the power of touch, to the power of what it means, to want to know, not just to doubt in a negative, but to want to know because of the doors that will open up to us. A continued blessed Easter, a blessed octave week, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.